Hi, we're here with the lifelong English major, and I love doing that, and I'm so happy I've started doing that. I love talking about books, and it took me a long time to start doing it regularly. So, my guest today is Amy Boese.
Boese. Yes.
Boese. Amyboese. And she is the new Auburn librarian. Thank you very much for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I'm thrilled to meet you. Thrilled to have the and the reason I'm having her here is because we're having the library is opening.
Yes.
When is that?
At long last, the Auburn Library will be reopening on Saturday, August 22nd. We'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony at 9:30 a.m. Everyone is invited. And then the library will open as normal at 10 a.m. that day, and we'll begin our 7-day-a-week service.
7 days?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
We're very excited. I know that the community has been supportive of all the changes that have been happening, and they've been anxiously waiting to get back into the library, so we're so excited this is happening in 3 weeks.
Yes, yes. I'm so happy. I can hardly wait. How long have you been involved with libraries?
I have been a librarian for over 20 years now.
Okay.
I've worked in a variety of libraries, a long time in Minnesota, and then the last few years I've been here in California. But county libraries have been most of my career, so working within county library systems, which is always fun because just like here in Placer County, it's a collection of small and rural libraries and also suburban and urban libraries, and it's just a really a wonderful place to be, to learn about communities and what their needs are.
Okay. I need to know about the difference between county libraries and is there
other kinds of libraries? Well, a county library system is part of county government, so it's part of the same system that works on your roads or does your water service within a county. The difference would be if it was a city library, where there's city government that's in charge of that. So I'm part of Placer County.
Okay.
Placer County is unique in that it has a variety of libraries within it.
I know.
Yes,
Yes.
But county systems generally cover a larger geography than a city library system
Okay.
does.
Yeah. Okay. So where were you first in?
First in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So most of the beginning of my career was in Minnesota libraries.
Okay.
I worked for.
Why did you get involved with libraries?
Why did I get involved with libraries?
Yes.
Well, this is my superpower origin story, is that both of my parents are librarians.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I come by it very honestly.
You had books all around you.
I did, yes, and I think that for a long time I thought when I grow up I'm going to be anything other than a librarian.
I can't do that. No.
But
do it.
It really is. It's a library is a special place. It's a unique place in a community, especially a public library. It is not only a place where people go to find information, but it's also where they go to find community, where they go to build relationships with people going through similar parts of life. So, a lot of the parents that go to Storytime become friends with other parents at Storytime. A lot of the folks that come to things like Auburn's Silver Screen or Tai Chi.
Silver Screen or yes.
Those are the things that help build community. And because public libraries are free for the residents, they are also one of the places that our younger people can come and sort of understand what it's like to be part of a community without having to pay any money. So thinking about teen services, and I did that for a very long time. I was a teen services librarian, and I think that public libraries are an underrated piece of children's development. We need to think more about those spaces where our kids can come together and really build relationships with each other, but also with other adults, and figure out how to work in a public space. What are the rules for interacting with people where your parents aren't there and you have some responsibilities yourself. So all of these things are wonderful for public libraries, and I really enjoy, and I think that most people who work in public libraries really enjoy having that opportunity to be in a place where people like to come, that want to be there, and that are excited to learn about something.
Do you really like being in a library?
I do, yeah.
And you weren't going to do it at first, but what got you?
I think that I did a few other things, and a lot of them were still sort of the same skill set. So I did a lot of customer service work, because a lot of our folks that are in the library, when you go in, you know that you're greeted by them and they smile at you and they're there to help you find what you need. And so I did some of those things. I did some research. I did some technology instruction and things like that. And then I realized that all of those pieces were actually things that I loved about the library. Mm-hmm. And so I went back to library school.
Wow. And how long did that take?
How long did it take for me to figure out I wanted to be a librarian or library
How long
school?
did it take to become a librarian?
Librarian, a master's degree in library science is usually a couple of years. Okay. So one. In my case, I went part-time, so it took me a little bit longer. But yeah, it's a 2-year degree.
Okay. And what do you like best about it?
What do I like best about it?
Yeah.
It really is that the library is a special place in a community. It really is that building block to creating a special library feel. I've worked in a lot of different county library systems, both in California and in Minnesota. And each library is very similar in the ways that they do business and the issues that we have, but also every community is unique. And getting to know your community, getting to know the Auburn community, it gives you an opportunity to figure out who the experts who can share information are in that space. So like Tai Chi or the silver screen, who can we partner with to provide the information that the community is really looking for? Who can we invite in to volunteer to help support programs that we have, like our summer reading program or digital literacy, which is something I'm hoping we can build more on.
So what was that?
Digital literacy. And this is something that I'm really hoping that with the new Auburn Library we can expand and build out. We as the library are often seen as a place to go find books, but what we really are is a place to find information. And some of that information is in the books, and some of that information is on computers, and some of that information is our staff and the instruction that they get in building those connections. Yeah. So when we first had e-readers and e-books, and no one was certain how to download them from the library, and there were different applications, our staff learned how to do these things so that we could teach them to anybody coming into the library. And we have a new area that we really need to have conversation about now, which is AI and being really responsible with our information. So not only what information we put out into the world, but how we're taking in the information that's available to us. And I think we need to do some more constructed opportunities for people to come together and talk about that. So having our staff be knowledgeable in those areas and be able to share that with our communities is a really important initiative that I'm hoping that we can really be experts at and help lead our communities in the next few years.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been in Auburn?
I have been in Auburn a very short time. I got here at the end of April. So not long at all.
Okay. Do you live here?
I don't actually live in Auburn. This is one of the areas I would like to live in, but I'm temporarily in Rockland, which is where the headquarters for Placer County is.
Yeah. And
for our building.
I like that building. Yeah, that's a nice place.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you get involved with this?
How did it come to Placer County?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Merced County previously, and some of it is my husband moved, and we like each other, so we're trying to go
like
together.
To be with him, yeah.
But also, there were so many things about Placer County that really resonated with me. The process of looking at the job, I could see that it was the community loves their libraries and really was available and open to moving libraries forward, being excited about what libraries could offer. But there are things that I could see we could do, that there was room for growth and excitement, like digital literacy, like building a stronger teen program, like moving us forward in different ways to really be even more important within the community and even a stronger asset for Placer County. So those are the things that really made me excited to be here. Is there's such good community support. I was so excited about the new building, so excited for the new Auburn Library, but also there's so much room for growth. It's going to be a great future for Placer County Library.
Yes. Okay. You were talking about team progress.
Programming.
Yeah.
So as a former teen librarian, I think that there's a really strong, building block that we're sometimes missing for teens, where we take them from being excited children in the library to being excited adults in the library. We have to sort of teach what those skills are and build teens up to the point where they can be really big library supporters. It's not the same as children's librarianship, and it's not the same as adult librarianship. It really is, how do you be an adult? How do you grow into your community so that you can appreciate it and give back? And I think that libraries have a really big part to play.
Are they willing to listen?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. Yeah. I think that one of the, there are a lot of teens that are very excited about, they're involved in sports, or they're involved in their churches, or they're doing this and that. But there's always a group of folks who are big library users, but don't see how that translates into either a career or into a future for them. And so making sure that we give the information to whoever comes in the door, as we do for everybody, but really thinking about those teens that might need extra support or extra programming or extra opportunities with us.
Okay.
When we do that, when we make space for that, when we give mentorship in that way, we do great work with teens. Libraries are really, this is my sweet my area of most heart, I think, is I love the teens. I want them to be in our buildings.
Oh, good.
And they're very receptive to it.
Good. Okay. Now, have you been in the new library?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us what it looked like.
The bones of the library are still the same. It is still the same Auburn Library, which I think is what people are hoping, that it'll still be their familiar space. The biggest changes that have happened have been mostly structural. So we have updated the electrical. We have built-in fire suppression into the building.
Oh, good.
We have added an elevator because there's a second floor and it wasn't really accessible. So that really opens up. We're going to use some of the space upstairs for programming too. So that's going to change things a little bit there. We have made it watertight in the areas where it wasn't.
Oh, good. Oh, hooray. Congratulations.
So those are the kinds of things that you won't necessarily notice when you walk in the door. The elevator. You'll see the elevator. Yeah. But I think overall then what we've also done is we've updated all the shelving. We've painted and refreshed the inside. There's still the bones of the brown wood in the old space. But it's going to look fresh and clean and exciting and inviting, and I'm really hopeful that people will want to spend time there. Because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful space.
Okay, good. And I can't remember where I was showing silver screen in this other area.
Then the community room and the Beecher room.
Beecher room.
Yeah.
The Beecher room, yes. And how is that different?
Well, what we've done in the Beecher room is it will look mostly the same, but we've changed a few things around. We donated the piano to an organization, hopefully in the Grange, that will hopefully do music programming with the piano, because we weren't taking advantage of that. We've taken out the kitchen so that there's storage for chairs and tables, and that means that as we're using that room, it makes it a little more flexible, so we can have all the chairs and tables out, or we can put them away and have it be a big open space for story time, things like that. But the carpeting is new. It just looks delightful.
Good. Okay. Okay. So what other interests you're having interesting plans
Yeah.
for the Auburn Library?
So the Auburn Library is already, there's so much that is coming back in. So many programs that we've already been like, we're just going to move them back in. In our temporary location, we tried to maintain, all the story time and the programming for summer reading program.
I'm proud of that. I think that's helpful and exciting,
Yes.
and yeah,
So
I love that.
we'll just keep building off of there.
Yeah.
It was fun for us. I think it was, we were a little concerned about the transition into the new space and then back again, but it, I think, ended up being a real learning experience, and it was fun. We built new relationships with new people. We created new library cards the whole time we were in the temporary location, and we're hoping to bring those folks right back to the Nevada Street as well when we reopen. The programming that we are hoping to build, we're trying to do some more technology. I'd like to introduce some makerspace aspects of programming for teens and kids. And what makerspace means for libraries is spaces spaces for people to learn hands-on some skills that they wouldn't be able to do at home. So just like you come to the library for access to books that you don't have at your house, you come to the library for access to things like a vinyl cutter or a 3D printer, or maybe just a button maker. Things that
A button maker.
A button maker. So
Thank you.
Things that we can offer, and then we can offer instruction on how to use them. And that is a way to both have access to these tools because they're fun, but also to help folks build those skills of learning new technology. So how do you attack a new problem like a 3D printer? Like, what is it and how do you use it? And those are things for lifelong learning that we all need. We all need to have those skills.
Okay.
So that's something that I'm hoping to introduce. I'm also hoping to do some more instruction, again, community conversations about AI, but also some technology things like how do you use the library's website? What are all the resources that are available? And maybe you didn't know that we had this or the other thing. There, we have so much
Suddenly.
information. Yeah. Part of our job at the library is to say, here is what Placer County Library has available, and this is how you use those tools. So those are things that we'll build into programming as we go forward as well.
Okay. Now you've been talking to other organizations. Good for you. That's what I've heard, and that's wonderful.
I'm a big believer that the library is a place for partnership. That it's not just for coming into the library and building something, but also for inviting people in that can share information, or for going and partnering with organizations. I think we do a good job of that already, and we can just continue to do it. We've showed up with our book van at things like the Heritage Trails events that the museums have been having. The book van is out at schools and at senior centers 5 days a week already, but we're always looking for new opportunities for sharing that information. And what else is available? What else can we build those relationships with? We worked with emergency services to do some fire safety training this last fall as well. That's the kind of thing that libraries need to be continuing to look for, opportunities to share information. Not ours necessarily, but other people's. Information. That's what it's all about.
Yes. And stuff that you want to know about.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that people think that the library has something to give them, but what the library is trying to build is the opportunity to give you what you want, what you're looking for, not what we want to tell you. And so building those partnerships is important because we don't know, until we talk to you, we don't know what you need.
Yeah.
And so that really is a basic part of library service that people don't necessarily think of. And they shouldn't necessarily, because if we're doing a good job, then we're giving people what they need when they come in. So
Wonderful. That's great. That's great.
libraries are fun.
Yes. So, before you came to California, you were in
Minnesota.
Minnesota. How long were you there?
16 years.
Okay. And how long have you been in California?
About for a little, well, almost 5 years.
Okay.
5 years.
And you were in where?
I was in the Twin Cities, the metro area. I worked for 3 of the 7 major counties while I was there. So Hennepin, Ramsey, and Scott counties are all different library systems.
Okay. And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Yes.
I love California. I love Placer County. I'm having such a good time.
Yes, I don't blame you. Of course you have.
I mean, the people are always talking about the weather.
Oh boy!
Everywhere
August.
I go, August is a little warm.
Yeah.
It's a little challenging, but it's I love it.
Yes, this is a wonderful place
It
with
is.
wonderful people, with
Yes.
wonderful organizations and stuff. Yeah, I'm so proud of this place.
So much to do. So figuring out how the library fits in between all the other
And
opportunities.
it's deeply involved.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's one of the reasons that it's such a good space. Is people care about
Yeah.
what's happening. They care about their communities and they care about the libraries in them. And I could feel that and I know that. So
Okay.
we're going to keep building off of that. Make Placer County Libraries just even more fantastic and wonderful.
Okay. Were you going to see you much?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're going to be wandering around and out and not always being up.
Oh yeah, that's always my aim is to be out and meet people and
Oh,
talk to
good.
people. I do I do as much as I can. Yes.
Is there a specific thing that you plan to be doing regularly?
One of the things I don't have anything definite
yet,
planned
not
right
yet.
now, but
Okay.
something that I thought about is trying to host some sort of library meet and greet kind of events where we invite supervisors or other community folks in and library staff to just kind of talk to people about what their concerns are, what they might want to do next with library services. It would be nice to get through all the libraries and talk to each community in that way. So a little more formal survey of what people are looking for from their libraries.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And it would be a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what I always ask us for in English, lifelong English majors? Do you have favorite books that you want to share?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course I do. I was trying to go through the chronology of my life and think about all the books that have been favorites. And it's hard because I think there have been so many. But one of the first books that I loved and that I still love and that I read to my kids was Blueberries for Sal. And I don't know if you've read that, but it is.
What is it?
Blueberries for Sal. It is a great book about a young girl and her mother who go picking blueberries, and they go up one side of the mountain, and a mother bear and her cub are eating blueberries up the other side of the mountain, and they mix up. And Sal goes with the mother bear, and the baby bear goes with Sal's mother. And that was such a great book when I was growing up. And it was just it's such a good book still. It really retains a lot of its, besides the canning process, which doesn't look the same anymore. It retained so much of its quality many, many years later. There's a lot of things that I read when I was young that sort of influenced what I read now.
Uh-huh.
I loved the book Bunnicula. I don't know
Bunnicula.
Bunnicula. It's still on our shelves. It's about a vampire bunny.
Okay.
But
yes.
he only vampires vegetables. It's a good one. But I like the sort of silly or absurd. But when I was younger, I liked a lot of science fiction and fantasy. So Ursula Le Guin, And I read all the Dragon Riders of Pern, which were all the dragon books, all the dragon books. And then when I was a teen librarian for such a long time, that happened during the whole explosion of the Twilight vampire series and all of that really, really strong female character fantasy. And so I've read a lot of that, and that's good stuff. My favorite young adult or teen author is Holly Black. And she also writes for adults too. Okay. It's kind of dark, and she writes a lot of fairies and dark, scary things. So I love that. But as an adult reader, I read a little bit of everything. I would say I'm very a genre reader, so I love some mysteries. I love some science fiction and fantasy. I like a little very gentle horror occasionally. And then I read a variety of nonfiction. And this is my little plug to say I'm a very I would like to say I'm not a beginning to end nonfiction reader. I'm a cookbook and biography scanner. So you look at the pieces that you want and just saying that's okay. You can say you're a nonfiction reader and not read things from beginning to end. That's my little plug for everyone who likes a cookbook. You're still a reader. But authors that I love right now, there's a really great series, because I am from Minnesota, by Marcy Rendon, who writes about Cash Blackburn, who is a young woman growing up in rural Minnesota in the 1970s. And those books are really great, a really evocative time and place kind of mystery.
Show you Minnesota.
Yes, those are wonderful.
And you love Minnesota.
I do love
here.
Minnesota. Yes, you can love more than one place at a time.
Well, yes, that's true.
I think that there are a lot of things about Placer County that remind me of northern Minnesota, which is, trees and water, people who care about their communities, both in being successful in them and protecting the spaces that they love. Those are really strong, important values for me. Recently, I have been I've been reading a little bit of everything, but as I've been moving, it's been mostly cookbooks and little bits and pieces rather than whole novels and things like that. But I love a mystery. I love a new fantasy.
You're the fantasy person.
I like science fiction better than fantasy as an adult. N.K. Jemison's The City We Became is one of my favorite books.
Say that again.
N.K. Jemisin.
N.K. Jemisin. N.K. Jemisin.
And it's The City We Became, and it is about New York City, but all of the boroughs of New York City are represented by sort of these mythological creatures. It's a beautiful book. It's very much about again about that evocative space of a particular place.
Okay.
I really liked that. That's an older title, but that's a whole series. She's a wonderful writer.
Okay. I have one that I will.
You have something.
Yeah, it's Archie and Mehitable by John Marcus. He needed to do something quick and dead and city, and he did, and it's amazing. It's fun, it's funny, it's crazy, it's wonderful. Anyway, okay, so the library, the Auburn Library, is coming open on August 22nd, Saturday,
August 22nd.
Saturday, August 22nd at 9:30.
9:30 is the opening ceremony.
Yes, and then it's going to be open every day.
Full steam ahead.
Yes, I can hardly wait. Amy, thank you very much for joining us.
Such a pleasure to be here.
This is Amy
Boese. Yes.
Amy Boese, Auburn Librarian. and you're going to see her often. Thank you very much.